Hello, I'm Maria from the Rich and Simple Living. Today's Friday, so here I am with another vlog. Today I'm going to be showing you the English book. We've got the Collins English book. It's an all-in-one revision and practice workbook. So I'm going to show you, have a flick through, sort of page by page, so you can see what sort of things that is included in the book and decide whether it's something for you, perhaps, I don't know. So what I do, I'll swing you around and we'll have a look. Right, so this is the workbook. You have to excuse me, tablecloth. I'd got some cotton ones, but they were way too short. So my daughter Lisa picked up this one from the Halloween section because it covers and I can wipe it. So it's just temporary for now. But anyway, we're not here to show you my tablecloth. We're going to have a look at the Key Stage 3 Collins English workbook. Well, all-in-one revision and practice book. It's quite a nice, thick book. That's what I like about the Collins books. They do seem quite thick. So what I'm going to do is just show you section by section so you can see for yourself. So we've got the first section there, selecting keywords and ideas. So you read all you read up and then you've got a quick test at the end. Well, what Sian does normally, she's got a book here. And see if I can see where it corresponds, because this isn't just what she writes the answers for. This is. So yeah, there we go. Section keywords and ideas. And so she reads a quick test. All your answers are going to be in what you've read. And then she puts the answers there. And the good thing about the book is the answers are somewhere at the back. There, look, I've crossed off where we've been. So you've got your answers at the back. So yeah, first one comes under the reading and it's selecting keywords and ideas, and there's also a part 2 to go with it. And again, in part 2 you've got your quick test, so she does the same again, reads through, writes her answers in the essay book there. Reading 2 is Inference, Deduction and Interpretation, so like reading between the lines and things. So it's quite good. And again, it ends with a quick test. And there's a part 2 to go with it. So normally what Sian does when we're doing it, if it's in the 2 parts, like she'd do part 1, do a quick test, then she'll flip over and read through part 2 and do the quick test. So she'd do that all in one lesson. And then at the end, are we at the end? Yeah, at the end, the first page, there was a Key Stage 2 review questions, which there's nothing in the book about that because it's from Key Stage 2. So he's just sort of winged it through that one. But it's the only time it's in there. It's just a one-off. But then it goes on to practice questions for the book for reading. So you read what it gives you and do the practice questions. Some pages have room to write the answers, but I find as a rule they don't seem to have. This is the only downside I find to these books. They don't give you pages where you can write in your answers. So again, she does it in the essay book. We call it an essay book actually. Just going off the English book a moment and telling you what else we do for English. We call it an essay book simply because she's been writing essays in it, and I'll just show you the first page. Like, if there's special days, there was Thanksgiving, she wrote some essays on them. She looked it all up and wrote essays. So it's not just used as her English book for her answers. We also use it as an essay book, which is, as you can see, was what we started using it for. Then she's done Christmases around the world. That must have been at Christmas time. She chose some countries: Russia, Canada and Japan. So yeah, she did an essay what happened in her granny's time period, something close to home that her granny had first-hand information of that she could remember. And so she put that. And see, the English, like I've just showed you, is in between. So she uses it for both. That's why we call it an essay book. So there are other English ideas as well that we do. We write essays on special days. We don't just always download the comprehension sheets and information from Twinkle or other places. We often just do an essay in there, write out the pointers. I tell her what pointers we want to know, and then she'll go and Google the work independently and write it up as an essay. So that's something else we do for English. But back to the book anyway, to the Collins book. We've got our ideas are organised, and that's a section 1 and 2. And like I say, at the end of every one, you've got your quick tests. Sometimes you're looking in here for your answers, and you've got to remember to read the key points, because sometimes your answers are in the key points. So always make sure that the key points are read. We've got exploring language choices. Again, that is a section 1 and 2. So it's quite good, plenty to read through, plenty to discuss about, lots of key points, and your quick test at the end. And then we go on to review questions. That was quite good, because it was an excerpt from A Christmas Carol. That's my favourite book and film, alongside Wuthering Heights. So again, she's got the questions at the end, and I had to see the essay book for the answers, because there is no space. You'd think they'd leave like a blank page or two with lines on where you could put the answers. So you will need an essay book of some kind to write it in afterwards. And again, practice questions again there, where you read about it and answer your questions. Then we're back to the points again. So reading 5, explaining purposes and viewpoints. The modules, as I often call them. And there should be a part 2 to that as well. So we've got part 2. Again, forever ending in quick tests. Then we go on to structuring a longer response. And that is in 2 parts. I think most things are in 2 parts. Some things are good to have somebody to discuss it with, to have discussions with. So I've often sat with her and we've discussed things together, and other things she could do quite easily on her own. And then we go into review questions again, which is an excerpt from The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And questions at the end, which she had to answer in a book. And some more practice questions, adopting cats and find a friend. And questions after that. Then we've got purpose, audience and form. Paragraphs and connectives. And like I say, every page has got the quick tests. Okay, so I can't turn it now. Right, what we got next? Grammar. Punctuation and spelling. And then on to review questions. And we've got some excerpts from Treasure Island with questions to follow. And then we're going to practice questions, which is a student letter. And it's got the questions after it. And then it's plan, structure and develop your response. And you can see there I put year 8, and that's what she's done in year 7. It didn't look much, but we didn't start this book until later in year 7. We obtained the book. So, quick tests again. Writing to persuade. Writing to argue. Writing to advise. So it covers quite a lot of stuff, as you can see. It's quite good, really. Then there's a short writing task to be done and questions to follow it. More practice questions about writing tasks. She must actually be on this page because there's no date on there, so she must have got up to here. What's the date? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she'll be doing this one tomorrow. Then you go on to vocabulary and sentences. Quick tests. Writing to inform. Writing to explain. Writing to describe. And then onto the review questions. And practice questions. So it's quite nice because you do like modules of things followed by review questions and practice questions after each one before you go on to a new topic. If I can turn the page. As you like it, key characters. Now we're into Shakespeare here. Now there's quite a bit of Shakespeare in it because they do study that at Key Stage 3 at school. Sean isn't going to be doing Shakespeare. She doesn't like Shakespeare and she really moaned when she knew it was in there. I said, well, you know, you are a home student, homeschooled. You don't need to do it. And she says, oh, good, do I not have to then? And I said, no, you don't have to. So we're not going to be doing the Shakespeare because, to be honest, it's not my thing either. She doesn't want to do it. But if you are following the curriculum because you intend to do exams, then obviously you'll go through it. Or if you like Shakespeare and you want to go through it, you know. So as you like it, themes. And Shakespeare 2. And the same with these. You've got the quick tests at the end. Shakespeare 3, as you like it in language. I seem to have jumped a page here. As you like it, performance. And there's review questions on Shakespeare. Practice questions, which look like extracts from one of the plays. I don't really know which. I'm not into Shakespeare. Then Shakespeare 5 is Romeo and Juliet, studying key characters. And Romeo and Juliet with themes. Romeo and Juliet with language. Romeo and Juliet performance. And then you've got the review questions on Romeo and Juliet and practice questions on it. Then you go on to Macbeth with key characters and Macbeth with themes. Macbeth with language. Macbeth with performance. Then you've got your review questions on it and your practice questions on it. And we've got some more review questions here. So you've got an extra dose of review questions here with Macbeth. Then it goes on to some mixed style questions. So Sian will pick the book up again from here. So she'll skip out Shakespeare and come to this part, which is gone in for kids, reading. And questions. Mixed style questions here, which is got an extract from The Secret Garden and questions. So Sian will be doing them. And difficulty, turn the page. Mixed style questions. So we've got mixed style questions on writing. So you've got a bit of room on this side to answer questions. More mixed style questions, but these are on Shakespeare. So she'll skip the Shakespeare ones. I think that's Shakespeare, yeah, that carries on with Shakespeare. So she will miss Shakespeare ones. So these are all Shakespeare mixed style questions. So we sort of mixed it up in the book a bit, different things. So you'd sort of have to go back to what you've read and go through it. And then there's just a bit about spoken English. That hasn't got any questions or nothing, so it's just a bit just to read. Then there's all your answers, which is quite useful. So your answers. And then glossary. Then we go on to, at the back, we have a workbook, which I think is really good. A lot of the Collins books do have them, and I think it's really good. So we go on to the Key Stage 3 workbook. So it's like a separate book in itself, this is. Then we go on to reading, where it's about Olympic Games reading, so Sean will be all right with that. And there's a poem for reading 2. Reading 3 is another extract. Questions. Now, I like these in the workbook section because there is a little bit more room, look, where you can write your answers. So she may not have to use the essay book for that. There is more room. So there's reading 4, that's exploring language choices. Reading 5, explaining purposes and viewpoints. So you'll read through what they want you to read. They'll ask you questions, and I imagine answers will come from there, but you'll also have to go back to the part which it comes under as well to read more if you're not sure of things. You need more to know more into it, sort of thing. Turn over. Reading 6, something for everyone at Puddington-on-Sea. And then plenty of writing space there. It's got to the bottom total marks, so you can sort of use it as marks and things, but we don't do anything like that. We totally ignore all that. They're in most of the books, but we don't bother with them. So again, writing 1, purpose, audience and form. Continued with grammar and punctuation and spelling. Plan, structure and develop your response, and writing to persuade. So it's all the things that you've already gone through earlier in the book, so you can read back through them before answering these questions, which will probably be very useful. Then is writing to argue and writing to advise. But yeah, I do like this part of the book because it has got the space to write in. So there's vocabulary and sentence, and there is writing to inform. I think I've turned 2 together there. Writing to explain and writing to describe again. Then we go on to a section of Shakespeare, which obviously Sean won't do. This is to do with Rosalind and Orlando. Orlando, yeah. If anybody knows which that one's from, I don't really know. Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. There's a good section on that. And then there's a section on Macbeth. Then we're going to mixed style questions again. So we've got some reading and questions. Again, the same on this page. And again on that page. Like extracts from books and things, you read it and answer your questions on this side. Writing tasks, where you're writing to argue, and writing tasks for writing to persuade, writing tasks writing to advise, and writing to explain. Then there's writing to inform, writing to describe, and then there's Shakespeare as you like it. So this is like all parts of a play. Turn. Romeo and Juliet. Like I say, Sean won't be doing this, but if you are going to be doing GCSEs, you will probably have to do this. Macbeth. And then you've got answers then after that for that section. So yeah, it's a really good book, really. Quite enjoyable. Sean's not over mad on it. Some things she likes about it, others she doesn't. But we'll work our way through, and like I say, just miss out Shakespeare. Now, other things she does for English, because I've already showed you a comprehension sheets and a punctuation and grammar books and things. Other thing she does is a word search book for kids. It's for 12 to 15 year olds. It's good for word identification and spelling, doing word searches. I'll just show you one. As you can see, it's a normal thing, find the words in there and do it off. But if you want to do spelling, you could actually use each week's words for them to practice spelling. So if you want to do like spelling test spellings, you can use the words from each week and have them learn to spell them, as well as do this afterwards or before, and then they can practice the words after, test them on the words. Sean doesn't use it like that, but I mean, it can easily be used like that if you want to do spelling tests. So yeah, just different themes, happy, time. So yeah, that I don't need to show you page by page on that because you get the idea of them. But she's sort of halfway through, well, more than halfway through it. So she enjoys doing them, the word searches. She does like them. And like I say, they are good for spellings. So that's what she does. Normally on Friday she does that. Now another thing that we've been doing, we'll say it's for English because she's doing writing, but not just for English. I mean, it's good for history and geography. This is something we decided ourselves to do, is world flags. Because, you know, Sean's mad on countries and flags, and if you've seen a birthday party, it's all country orientated and that many flags. I felt like I was going around the world. But yeah, we decided to do that. So she draws a flag. So this is Canada. So she's drawn a flag as best she can. And so that's good for art because she's doing the drawing. She did the write-up on it, all about the flag and, you know, what flags have changed and what years they change and things like that. So whatever information she knows about the flag, the history. So she's doing the history of the flag. So we've got art and history, and also it's part of the country, so it's like geography as well. So you've got, and obviously English because you're writing. So she's got 4 lessons in there: art, history, English and geography. So it's like 4 lessons in one. She did the United States of America, but she couldn't do all the stripes. She said she hadn't got enough space. And she did some history and writing of the flag. Today she's done Mexico, but she kept moaning because she says, I can't do the picture very well. I said, well, just doing the best you can. Obviously, little tiny fine details can be difficult, and do the best you can, and, you know. And she did all the writing and the history of the flag. I didn't realise it had changed so many times. But yeah, she's just done the 3 so far because she just started that in September. So we use that for like an English lesson as well. But like I say, it's 4 lessons combined really. So, but she enjoys that one. That is good. She likes that. And that's really what she does for English. And like I say, she does the essays when there's special events and things. Sometimes she'll do them with a comprehension sheet, and other times she likes to write all about it. It all depends really. And that's what she does for English. So she covers a few things I think quite nicely. And like I say, with the flag one, it covers 4 lessons, which is pretty good. And that's something I just thought about for her to do because she's so interested in countries, and I thought it's something good for her to do. And I was thinking, as we're going through these books now this year, most of them will probably be finished by the end of this school year, which is July next year. A lot of them will be finished. So I'm thinking of lessons to devise for next year. We perhaps won't have so many books, might have 1 or 2, I don't know. But we're going to go and devise our own curriculum and tailor it to Sean really, what her interests, things she can do. And things that I think are important for her to know. Like at the moment she does science from a Collins workbook. She's not really into that, to be honest. But I'm thinking of things like things they don't learn now, you know, your plants, your trees and animals, insects, things like that. And I'm thinking we need to sort of tailor it more to Sean, really. But that's next year, that's by the by. You know, there'll be lots of different and new ideas before then. But I just thought today I'd show you the English book, because I'm slowly showing you through all the different books that she uses, so you can see what they're like, what they've got in them, whether you think they're any good for your own use, you know, and or not. You might be thinking about buying them, look at them and think, oh no, actually that's won't be suitable. Or you might look at them and think, oh yeah, that's good, I'll get that. So I think it's nice just to see through books. I like looking through other people's when they show the books and page by page what they've got on them and what's in them, because I think, oh well, that'd be suitable for Sean. And it's good to see, really, have a flick through of school books to see what's suitable and what's not. I'm sorry if you're shaking a bit today. I haven't got you, understand, I'm just holding you in my hand and I haven't got the steadiest of hands. See, I've still got the birthday banners up behind me as well. They haven't come down yet. Still got some balloons on the ceiling. All the flags are down, thankfully, but I've still got some balloons on the ceiling as well. Got to get all them down, and the helium balloons are still up, but they'll probably last for ages, so you'll have to excuse me background. A bit better than a plain wall. So yeah, oh dear, I just looked out the window, it's raining. That'd be Dino, he's out window cleaning. It's supposed to be nice all day today as well. So, as you can see, I've not actually filmed this on Friday because I think the rest of the week's going out torrential. So yeah, anyway, as you're seeing this on Friday, and I shan't be back until Tuesday. I always want to say Monday, but Tuesday I'll be back. So have a good weekend and take care, everybody, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.